The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Power Trading Hour with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, David White.
And welcome all to another exciting edition of the Power Trading Hour with me, your humble, lovable, and squeezably soft host. As always, we like to come to you at this time.
The following takes place between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m.
Do I hear anything? No? Nothing today? No? Doesn't sound like it. Okay, so what else do we have going on? In the market, we're off about 5 points on the S&P cash. Dow's off 87, NASDAQ's up 24, the Russell's up 5, 6. And as far as what I said in my newsletter this morning, I wasn't expecting a lot of movement. I think that we're probably waiting for earnings after the bell tonight, most notably Intel. These stocks have the huge weighting in the QQQs. Normally, you get kind of a pause into earnings. And one of the things that you kind of have to worry about is that Intel's up about 3.5%. Which is kind of the lion's share if they do outperform. If they surprise to the downside, it might be a much bigger deal. I think that a lot of this little pop is thought to be an announcement of a permanent CEO. We'll see after the bell tonight, shortly after the close. But we'll go through some of the earnings that we're going to see tonight. Like I said, I don't think that there's a lot of wisdom of speculating what's going to happen in the very short term, as it's going to depend a great deal about what comes out after the bell tonight. Earnings have been fairly good so far this earnings seasons. Today we're seeing outperformance again in the airline stocks, mostly on the lower price of fuel and more people flying. But that's it. I'm going to say it's fairly light. I've got my eye on a couple of sectors in the market, and they're not doing much today. They're showing a lot of relative strength on the pullback and light volume down yesterday. So we'll keep an eye on what's going on. But again, probably today, the thing to do is be looking at the stocks that are going to have earnings tonight, see if we can get any clues. But from my takes, I think the movement probably going to be tomorrow as we go into the end of the weekend. People actually decide whether they're going to sit on their hands or they're going to set up for a end-of-month rally, which really starts, for the most part, kind of Wednesday, Thursday next week for fund buying. I don't think a lot of people have thought that far through. So we'll probably see kind of the build-up start on Tuesday or Wednesday if we have a lot of cash coming in. Now, last month, we had a lot of cash come in because it was the yearly contribution by a lot of companies, end-of-year contribution. It comes in on December. If you work through most companies, if you work through the 15th of December, there's a big cash contribution to your 401k. Some do it every 3 months, but I think a lot of these bigger companies have decided to do it for the year, and that way people don't kind of quit until the end of the year. Yeah, maybe they like that for some reason. Other things going on, we'll look at it. In the meantime, we'll do a little history, and then we'll get on to the rest of the show.
And it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
On this day in 1848, a millwright named James Marshall discovers gold along the banks of Sutter's Creek in California, forever changing the course of history in the American West. tributary to the South Fork of the American River in Sacramento Valley, east of San Francisco. Sutter's Creek was named for a Swiss immigrant who came to Mexico, California in 1839. John Augustus Sutter became a citizen of Mexico and won a grant of nearly 50,000 acres in a lush Sacramento Valley, where he hoped to create a thriving colony. He built a sturdy fort that became the center of his first town, New Helvetica. I wonder if, did Helvetica as a typeface exist before New Helvetica? Was Helvetica named after this? I'll have to find out. And purchased farm implements, livestock, and a cannon to defend his tiny empire. And he decided to go almost instantly into the what is it? What's the the Conrad novel, Heart of Darkness, where he made these people literally slaves and started working on it. And of course, when gold came, they all ran away and everything went to hell in a handbasket. But this is the first of 3 major gold rushes out on the extreme far left of the country, our country now, including the one that happened. There was one there, then there was another one a couple of years later in California or up the street from California, and then, of course, the really big one in Alaska. But I do digress. Let's go ahead and bring up some charts. You can give me a call at 877-927-6648. You can email me at path@tfnn.com, and, of course, you can always put a message in the den. What do we have? We'll just go to earnings today, and then we'll talk about earnings after the bell. As we said, the ones that were bouncing probably the most this morning were the airlines. American Airlines Group popped out, got to 34, which is no giant deal. Energy volume is very good. It's given a bit of that back, but certainly much better than the last couple of days. But again, almost all these things are trapped in some level of trading ranges. Bristol Myers Squibb popped up to $50.50, gave a great deal of that back today. It's going back against that big gap down that was the 3rd of January this year. It came down on 80.3 million shares, 80, that's 80.3. Yesterday you were up there with about 15 million shares. So a lot of patterns like this where you're filling at least partial gaps of that. Canadian Pacific Railroad, it's done a little bit better than at holding its pop than many others. Volume is probably not as strong as you would like. And, you know, is it bad? The answer is no. Is it great? No. But again, these things seem to have about the same energy on the way up and on the way down. Not a lot of juice as we come higher. Just big trading ranges. So, and this could go back up and test 217. But I don't see anything that says it's going to break it right away. We'll be back in a few minutes. We'll go through the rest of these earning stocks. Then we'll get into the ones that are going to be after the bell.
The TAS Profile Scanner is the most revolutionary piece of trading software that you will ever try. Wouldn't you like to approach the markets with confidence? As you begin your trading day, it's likely that you'll be faced with lots of decisions. In order to make the best decision, the first thing you'll need is a strategy that will help you minimize your risks. Whether we're in a bull or bear market, a good strategy is to have the tools needed to help you scan and analyze the markets before you trade. The TAS Profile Scanner instantly scans and filters over 2,500 global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, president of TAS Market Profile, the TAS Profile Scanner understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications, automated trading algorithms, and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. Whether you're looking at the trade matrix, the ETF heat grid, the market breadth, the landscape charts, or the many other features of the TAS Profile Scanner, this is a piece of software that will revolutionize how you look at the markets and set up your trades. The team at TAS has even put together a 12-part video series to walk you through every aspect of the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find directly on the TAS order page at TFNN.com. Sign up now for only $97 a month with a risk-free 30-day trial, so you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. See for yourself how you can harness the full power of the TAS Profile Scanner by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services section. Remember, with a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose. Don't let another day pass you by without trying out this amazing piece of software that will revolutionize how you look at the market and how you place trades. Sign up today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live, and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
And we're back. And Citric Systems, another one with earnings. I think it was after. No, it was just morning. Down fairly hard. Volumes kind of picked up. They're off the worst marks of the day. They were down to $100.04. This goes back into the previous December 26 low that had 2 million shares. You got another one back in October 26 in that same price range, about the same volume. You already have 4 million shares today. So this is going to need at least some level of consolidation around the $100 mark for a while. FCX saw a fairly decent sell-off, percentage-wise at least. And you're down pretty much to, what was that, $10.96 for the low so far today. Is that right? Where's my, yeah, 10.96, which is right now we're printing that level. So there's a great deal. You got volume. There's a gap down here at about 10.20. This is one of the ones I bought back in the last week of December. I didn't hold it near long enough, but it never really got any volume back in these days. Always made me a little nervous, but certainly a ton of shorts in this particular stock. I think that's at least why it kind of got up to the 1264 level. Certainly looks like with the volume you're going to have today, you'd like this thing to get back sub $10 again on lighter volume. Although this is certainly one stock that would take off like a rocket if any trade deal actually gets named. So I don't think, well, wouldn't be shorting a $12 stock anyway, but certainly wouldn't be short. But $10 around that level on light volume might be a very nice pattern to look at long term. FFIV, the tech company from for fiber, opened way lower, has gained back a lot of the losses it saw today, got to 151 back in to the about 157 range as we're looking at now. That's already down with 1 million shares going back into a 500,000 share low back on December 26. So you came down on more energy. You've gotten into that candle with more volume. So this certainly is one of the more tech stocks that have more vulnerability if the market does start turning around. JetBlue Airways, as we said early on, fuel costs really driving the aviation boom of today and earnings. A nice pop on this with some decent volume. You're holding the majority of the pop up higher. But again, so far, the energy off this December 24th low hasn't been all that great. Improving prices, but it doesn't look anything like that it would break higher than this gap down of the 6th of December that was what about just a hair under 18 bucks, and from about 18 bucks, and maybe even I'm going to say right around that 18 buck level is support. LRCX Lamb Research. This one actually one of the bigger performers today. Monstrous volume going up against the December 3rd high, 161.77. You had 3.7 million shares. You already have 11 million shares. So if this one can hold above 161.77 in the next week or so, you have a valid breakout to the upside. But it seems like every bounce in biotechs gets sold at least a little or a whole lot. Let's see, question about do I think any of these votes are actually going to pass in the Senate? And it doesn't really matter because they're going nowhere. You got somebody that's bet his presidency on border security. You got somebody that would be out on the street if they did anything that probably 20 or 30 of the House members wouldn't like. So you got really two people that can't say yes to any kind of deal, or can't say no. One can't say yes to any kind of deal. So I'm not expecting any kind of quick resolution. The market actually went down a little bit earlier this morning, or just after 8:30, when Wilbur Ross came out and said this isn't going to happen and be over quickly on the trade deal. And I can't imagine it's going to be over quickly in the government shutdown issue either. Las Vegas Sands, I think they were a little higher last night after the bell. Lower today, not a lot of volume. I don't see a lot of change out here. Again, just this move off to December 24th, back up to the recent highs, just haven't had the kind of juice that they had at the high December 3rd. You had 10 million shares, had about 8 million shares a few days ago. So just not horribly light, but certainly not good as we go back and test those highs. Other ones we're looking at STM Microelectronics. This is what got this and Xilinx and a handful of others got everybody up for steam in the SMHs. Some of these things had some high short interest. Xilinx didn't, by the way, which I thought was rather interesting for that. So we'll keep an eye on that. What else do we have here? Okay, so at ST Microelectronics, you were going up against the $16.10 high from November 2nd. That had a little under 4 million shares. You already have 4.6 million shares already today. It's holding most of this gap higher. It didn't break really, I guess you could say it broke the December 3rd high. But really, you want to see this thing get to about 1650. Above that, it's got a lot of room to run. Okay. And let's see what else is going on. Okay, Teradyne, TER, massive move on this one. Fairly decent volume. You already have 7 million shares going into the November 26th high at $36.66. That just had 1.2 million shares. You spiked through that today with 7.35 million shares. You're not holding over those highs yet, but again, you know, a nice big gap out here with lots of volume, a big sign of strength. Let's see, what else do we have out here? Certainly Texas Instruments kind of started the parade last night. It's going back into its December 3rd high that had 7.8 million shares at 102.78. You already have 10 million shares as you spiked into that high, but not holding it either. Energy off the low was about the same on the way down as it was up off these two big V patterns. So again, a lot of this stuff just says and kind of screams trading range. Why we consolidate, I think, for a while until we get some news really says all is clear or the end is nigh. We'll be back after this short commercial interruption.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find the Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get 'em, folks!
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Agent K writes from Maryland, says, I'm wanting to short this. What do you think of it back to 1866? And this is the booking.com, booking.yes. If you watch their ads that are incessant or have been incessant for a while. You had a gap down with about 600,000 shares on the 17th of December. You're up, how much? Yeah, about 700,000 shares. You got about 400,000 shares. Not a lot of juice out here. Generally, what I want to see is maybe just one more pop through this level that is going to be about 1807. Man, I would love to see this thing actually fill that entire gap. And that gap goes up to about 1810. I mean, you're real close. And again, probably not a huge deal. Now, the question is whether you would want to short this or not. I don't understand the idea of shorting an $1,800 stock when you can buy a put on it. In fact, let's take a quick look. The reason why is, yeah, it goes down $100, but still, that's percentage-wise, it just doesn't do you any good. But if the world were to end for Booking.com and you had puts on it, you can make 5 or 10 times your money. DKNG. Let me look at the options real quick. I like this trade because you've got a wonderful setup out here. I just don't see any option. Options not available for it. I'll look at this tomorrow. I don't think there's any reason why you need to jump in front of this right now. I don't know why the options aren't available. They certainly are not. Anyway, we'll chalk that out. But man, if you could get, I would say 1750s, or maybe, yeah, probably 1750s. If they were real cheap, that's certainly a way, if you could go to February, what are they? February what's that going to be? You got February 15th or March 15th for the monthlies. That may be a good play. And that way, if it is a huge ABC, you're going to reap some rewards. At the same time, you're not going to have all that cash wound up in bookings.yay, as their commercials say. But yeah, I love the pattern. Certainly no real juice off this December 24th. They make a huge amount of money over in Europe. That whole Brexit thing doesn't look like it's ever going to get any better, and does look like you could have a very nice ABC on the way down. Again, I kind of would like February or March options if they were cheap enough. I'm not exactly sure why they are not showing up. Let's look at the expansion here. And an ABC, what is that, 1945, 1701. That's the one we're looking for right there. ABC's done a 0.58 retracement. And that, let's see. You've got this gap down, which you just got into today. That gap down came at 613,000 shares. Got about 400,000, so you're probably going to come close to that 600,000. You just haven't had a lot of juice. Yeah, 1807 is kind of the magic number. That's that little doji out here from the 14th. And a 1-to-1 takes you to 1,465. That's the only reason I would say I'd much rather play this with an option. That is, if this thing does implode, kind of like Tesla fell $40 in one day, I think you've got a much bigger possible play out in this one if it does fall apart. And it's certainly well off its highs. Doesn't seem to be getting a great deal of love or discussion on the financial infotainment shows. So I do like this. And man, just a couple of bucks higher. I know it's not going to matter in the scheme of things. And, you just really don't want this thing probably much over 1855. would probably be, I mean, that's kind of a big move. Not so much for this one, but that would be kind of a standardized stop. But yeah, you could probably make that a little tighter. But yeah, anything right in there. In fact, you're trying to talk me into this. I know you're trying to talk me into this one. Anyway, I like it. Okay. See if there's anything else going on. Okay. Oh, he is going to do puts. I just don't have them. I don't know why my thing is not showing the puts for that right now. We will find out later. Okay, can you look at okay. Let's go back to some of the other stocks out here that had earnings. We talked about Texas Instruments, kind of started this off. Certainly has decent volume again. If these things turn around by the end of the day and start closing above previous highs, I think that's a much better signal than these, which they pierced them with higher volume, but just pulled back in. Union Pacific, kind of the same thing, testing the previous high of December 3rd. That was 159.63 with 5 million shares. You're into that, going to exceed it today. You went to 160.76, but you're really pulling back in off that high. Not a good sign. United Rentals, another one. I think someone wanted to short this one yesterday. I really didn't have a good feel for them. I think I emailed them. The thing that United Rentals had was better energy off this December 26th low back up to the highs. This is one of the few stocks that actually did that. It has hit the high of December 3rd. It's going to do so with twice or three times the volume, and it's not giving it up near as badly as the other ones. If the market would turn to go higher, this one looks like it could be a breakout. And of course, the big Mac Daddy winner of the day is Xilinx. I thought at first this thing just looked like a short squeeze, but not that high of short interest in it, but certainly a valid breakout with a sign of strength. There aren't a lot of these today, and that's as beautiful as it gets. A pull back to around $95, $94, maybe even $98 on light volume would be support. And if this market starts turning up this year, this thing has a lot of room to run. Okay, what else do we have? You can give me a call at 877-927-6648. We're going to go into earnings tonight and in the morning when we return after this short interruption.
Hi folks, this is Tom O'Brien. If you'd like to be the bank and get the type of interest they receive instead of the low interest rates they give to clients, then I have an investment you may want to take a look at. I'm offering 4-year secured first mortgages on buildable city lots in St. Petersburg, Florida. The investment can be anywhere from $30,000 to $75,000 per buildable city lot. The interest paid is 7% per year, paid monthly. Depending on the investment, the income per month per lot ranged from $175 for a $30,000 investment to $437.50 for a $75,000 investment. If you are in the CD market, you want to look at this investment. St. Petersburg is located in Pinellas County, which is the densest county in Florida. If you're looking for an investment with your principal intact that pays a good interest rate, this may be for you. The supply is limited, so act now. For more information on these secured first mortgage opportunities, you can call me at 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Will the S&P 500 continue to climb? For bold trades on U.S. large-cap stocks in either direction, trade SPXL, SPUU, or SPXS. Directions Daily S&P 500 Bull and Bear Leveraged ETFs. Direction Leveraged ETFs. An investor should carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses before investing. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a fund's prospectus and summary prospectus, call 866-476-7523 or visit directioninvestments.com. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
And okay, back to booking.com. I get to might move right. Bad at picking month. They report on February 27th. Would you go out to March 1st weekly, or I'd probably go to February. If this thing starts down before then, the premiums are just going to pick up on this thing going into that earnings. So if you've got it right, well. In fact, I'd like to go out to March. Let me put it that way. Not March 1st. But, yeah, I don't. Unfortunately, for some reason, they're not showing up. But, yeah, I would love to see, what is it? March 15th. March 15th. And the idea would be, at least now, would be to sell it on the 28th. Of February. Is that right? 27. No, the 20 comes out. Yeah, on the February 27th, because you should, if that starts moving your way, and you can get into that on the 27th, people are going to pay up for puts on the downside and give you a good opportunity to get out of it. So, my guess though is they're going to be expensive if you don't buy way out of the money. That's probably the play, is way out of the money, puts for March 15th, plan to sell them either the day before the 26th or 27th of February if this thing starts going your way. Now, if it just falls apart or something, pre-announcement, go ahead and take your cash. But if this thing just drips all the way down into that 26th, 27th day before earnings, then you're going to have a lot of fat premium sitting on that going into earnings. And just take your cash there. But that's just a long play. So that's what, 3-4 weeks out. That's pretty long play, but I do like the setup in that. Again, a lot of these stocks look like they can be making some fairly decent ABCs on the way down. One of the ones that disturbs me the most is because the real destruction in markets comes when the stocks that seemed unassailable fail. And the energy from Microsoft off this December 26th low has not been anything all that exciting. When is Microsoft? Take a quick look here at MSFT. Okay, they're on January 30th. This thing may just hang out for that, but this does look like all the energy, the volumes and everything suggest that Microsoft may have topped out for a while. You may get up to 109, which would be a better place to short this thing, this gap back here from the 14th of December. So maybe you get a little pop back up here to that 109 area. On light volume, that could be the sign, though, of a bigger retracement. Let's take a look at this one. You've already done a fairly decent retracement to 115. Let's do this one a little shorter. See what we have here. Okay. Turn this down a little bit. Okay. We'll make that our A. We'll make this our B, and come on. Select that as our C. So you've done a 71% retracement on Microsoft. This has been the big leader, and I would probably short something else. But my contention here is if this starts to fade, you do have not a lot of juice in the last handful of days as it got back into the previous highs. You didn't have a lot of energy back off these lows. And you do have the opportunity of a one-to-one ABC today that would take you back to $88.77. I don't think it would ever get that bad. I think there's a lot of support down there at about 85 or about 95. But I do think if they whiff a little bit, they could be back into that lower level. Again, after we look at the earnings tonight from Intel, we'll have a much better view of what Microsoft is going to do. It's weak up into this point. If Intel has some kind of blowout numbers, tell us everything is okay. Much bigger issue out here, but Intel running up in front of earnings, which always makes me a little nervous. Either somebody knows something and or they're just running the shorts. If they're running the shorts, then that's real problematic if they whiff. On the downside, support comes in around 45 bucks. The downside is you have to blow through this $50.50, and let's call it $51 high and gap that goes back a little ways. Let's go back and take a little bit bigger part of that. This thing's been banging against this gap down that started on July 27th of last year. That came down with 67 million shares. You've been hitting it first time with 40 million, second time with 31 million. This time, well, so far today, you got about 30 million. So you are starting to get this thing to at least get through some resistance. But I don't see the risk reward. I could see that even if they do well, maybe 51 to the upside. If they whiff, though, it's probably back down to 41. This one looks a lot better than Microsoft on the energy on the way back up. Not exactly sure why, other than the fact that they continue to sell servers and internet supplies, where Windows probably not used in as much in the cloud services business as this is. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, we wanted to talk about earnings tonight. Short of Intel, there's a handful of other ones. Who knows about Intuitive Surgical? Won't talk about that much because that's just insane. Who knows what that's going to do? Starbucks, another one that kind of reversed out here today off a higher 66.76. Reversed and basically filled all this gap from to the 14th of December. That gap came down with 16.9 million shares. Today you're down with about 11 million shares. Yesterday you just had 12 million shares into that gap. So again, great deal of these. If I was going to short this, would want a lot less energy off that December 24th low. We didn't get that, so that's it. Now, one that I thought about for a while that is probably going out of business in 2 or 3 years, a la Sears and Kmart and all the other of its ilk, is Western Digital. As hard drives continue to go to straight memory, I just don't understand the long-term proposition. Everything that they know, all the magic, black magic they know about making hard disks Always kind of tough. Little pop out here today, 41.34 back into the high of January 9th. Can they still, be too short, pop a little bit? They can. Any pop in this one that was significant, as soon as the dust blew over, I'd want to be short. We'll be back in a minute.
Great moments are born from great opportunity. And that's what we have here, folks. The opportunity of a lifetime for most. I'm Steve Rhodes, the 2018 Market Timer of the Year. And on Thursday, January 24th at 4:15 p.m., I'll share with you what I see as the next great buying opportunity. This free workshop, sponsored by Ninja Trader, is available to everyone. There's no gimmicks, no credit cards, no lengthy sign-up, and you don't have to be a subscriber to my award-winning daily newsletter service, Mastering Probability. All you need is a name, email address, and contact number. Just click on my name on the homepage of TFNN.com to gain access to the live or archived version of the next great buying opportunity. Folks, everything in life happens for us, not to us. The fact is, this workshop is happening for you so that you can learn how, why, and when to take advantage of the next great buying opportunity. Timing is everything. So sign up today on the homepage of TFNN.com.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today. Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
Anyway, we're talking about Western Digital after the bell. I don't know when this is going to happen, but it's got a high short interest. So can it bounce for a while? It can. But one of the reasons Intel has been doing so well, opposed to what everybody thinks it's doing horribly on, is that they have gone into that server business and replaced spinning hard drives with their own SSD modules. And by doing that, they can move a lot more data through a server, and you don't have to buy, all the new servers. Anyway, high availability, high speed hard drives. In fact, they've got these cards they can plug in that have, I think, up to 16 petabytes in a rack mount unit you can plug in to the server. And again, especially if you've got a lot of different users, a great way of making a single server able to actually serve all those people. Spinning hard drives, you always got to wait for the heads to line up, and a lot of other ballistic issues. From a veteran of dealing with tape decks and all the ballistic issues with editing videotape in my tenure in the 90s, nothing could be better when you could get away into nonlinear, which was spinning hard drives. But we still had all the same issues that everybody has today with high use. There's nothing better than going to straight memory. There's no linearity issues whatsoever, either reading or writing. There's no mechanical ballistics to worry about. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on this, but I wouldn't be long this every pop. I would be shorting for the near future. Eventually, your technology eventually runs out no matter what it is. And I think spinning drives is one of those. In the meantime, sew when you can, not when you have to. And we'll see you here tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.